What's up, guys? MeatyLock here, and today we're back in action playing some Doki Doki. Hell yeah. Are you guys ready? I don't think you are. Anyways, let's go ahead and play a new game. No, I'm just kidding. We'll play our old game. Okay, guys, so I just had to, I recorded a whole video, and I started editing it. I realized the whole fucking thing was the same screen, so we're gonna start this back from the previous save. Anyways, I kind of know what happens, but, well, I mean, I don't really know what happens because we didn't really do anything super special. But anyways, let's go ahead and redo this, and where we're at now is we just finished from last episode. We got to show the poem. Thank God I didn't overwrite this save. Thank God, or I would have had to start the whole game over again, and then it would have sucked. Anyways, okay, so who should I show my poem to next? Let's go ahead and do, Yuri. Now, I figured out some voices for some of the characters, not all of them. Make suggestions down below if you have ideas for voices. I think Yuri I figured out, though. So let's go ahead and do, let's see. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. We're going to give her kind of like a deep, sullen, dark kind of voice because she seems to be kind of sad and depressed maybe, or maybe into dark things. I don't know. What was that? She's, Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but ends up covering her whole face. You. I don't know why that. I know that's not actually the way, like, it's supposed to, like, what it's supposed to sound like, but I think it's funny to say you. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? That's. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. The only thing that sucks about losing my footage is, like, I had a lot of laughs and, like, first impressions and stuff that I probably won't have necessarily this time. I mean, I guess I could, like, go through it again and just, like, put my voice over it. That might be a little weird, though, of what I had just said before. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find any excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just their specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. I feel like now she's just like making up shit. She's like, she thought I was experienced, and then now she's like, okay, I need to find an excuse. But I mean, I guess she could be looking for clues now that she knows I am a new writer. I have no idea. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. I don't even remember her saying that exact sentence last time. I feel like I remember it being different. She could have said that, though. That's a little weird. Anyways, once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I hope that everybody else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. Is it bathing? I'm not sure. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Okay, I checked my video. It seems to be this time. It seems to be working. I should have checked it before, but I almost never have this happen. This is like a less than a 1% chance of that happening. It's so weird. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing,
I feel like my voice isn't girly enough. I think I did it different last time.
Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghost Yuri? Yeah, that's right. I was doing the voice wrong. I'm sorry I screwed that up.
Hugh. Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all, Meaty.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is being only symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Ah. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Meaty.
Me too. Okay, so that was Yuri. Let's go ahead and do Natsuki, I guess. We'll probably just go in order, I guess. Makes sense.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, I've decided she's kind of like cutesy and stuff, but I feel like she's kind of bitchy, to be honest. I'm not sure if she's always like this, but from the impression I've got so far, she seems to be bitchy, so I'm gonna give her kind of like a little bitchy voice. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyways, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay.
Like I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps to bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went to it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro.
She's so smug. She's so smug. Show your smug face. Show your smug face, Natsuki. I hate you.
I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but Natsuki is feeling proud that I won't take that away from her. Okay, so who should my poem be next? Obviously the last person that's left.
Hi, Meaty. Having a good time so far?
Ah, yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Okay.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Meaty. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's a soft barrier that we'll all get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem.
Great job, Meaty. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
I kind of see, like, this makes me really want to read my own poem now. Like, I want to see what it says, but I guess that'd be kind of impossible. They'd have to have, like, a random generator based on, like, the word you said. And it'd still probably be pretty shitty. I don't know, though. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
Ahaha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyways. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level, though.
Don't worry so much about it. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learning by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It can take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Ahaha.
Her laugh kind of creeps me out, actually. The way she laughs and does her little pose right there. It honestly makes me feel a little uncomfortable in real life. I'm like, what is she doing? What is she doing? I don't know. She's too cheery, I feel like.
Anyways, do you want me to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor. An angry boyfriend. And I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel. Blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in.
So, what do you think?
It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
Aha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, she's way too fucking cheery. Kind of creeps me out, to be honest. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They're gingerly exchanging sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Meaty did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. We are the knights who say nee. And Meaty liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you're so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Huh? That's not what I... you. You.
I like saying you. I don't know why. It's funny.
You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Meaty appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
I don't know how to make noises for these fucking sounds, guys. I apologize. It just sounds like irritation, so I'm just gonna make irritation voices.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Meaty started showing up.
So does that mean she stuffs her bra? I'm not exactly sure. She's probably about to be embarrassed right here too, isn't she?
Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Meaty. She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of trying to make your poems all convoluted for no reason? It means she can jump out the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Meaty. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not...
Kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing, Kitty? What are you doing? You start jumping on my desk, aren't you?
Avoiding them is not only not unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Meaty?
Kitty, what are you doing?
Kitty, what are you doing?
Kitty, what are you doing? I know you want lovin's right now, but I can't give you lovin's. I'm playing a game. I'm reading in girl voices. Can't you hear me? I know you're trying to sleepy, and I'm probably waking you up.
Well?
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. See, I already know what's gonna happen, but you know, like last time I played, I had all these speculations and shit, but now I kind of already know what happened. So, like, I haven't really got to talk about my speculations and stuff. Also, there is one thing I am curious about, is if my first poem, like, causes this fight or something between these two, or if other girls can fight on the first day, or if this fight always happens. I'm not really sure. Tell me down below if this fight always happens, or if it's different depending on, like, how your first poem goes. I'm not really sure. See, I don't really know how the decision-making, or not decision-making, but like the process of this game goes yet. So it's gonna take me a little bit to figure that out. See, like, this seems pre-scripted, so that's what I would guess it is, but I'm not really sure if the game is like that or not. And you just make few choices, like the poems at the beginning of the day, and like a few little choices here, like throughout. I'm not really sure. It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Okay, so let's go ahead. So we can do Natsuki, Yuri, or help me Sayori. I think we're gonna try to get with Yuri first of all. So let's go ahead and do Yuri here. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem.
See?
Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously.
I understand. Yuri.
Huh?
You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. You.
Why do I keep saying... I know it's supposed to be like... or something like that, or like a sigh kind of maybe, or maybe just like I don't know, but I keep saying you. I think it's kind of funny. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too?
Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, no one has taken her side. She's trapped, at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to.
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki grabs her own poem up from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash.
Natsuki! She didn't really need to do that.
I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that.
Kitty, you're hurting me. Kitty, why are you trying to stop trying to grab me? She's trying to grab my hand with her paws and like lick me and have me give her attention. Here, come here, Kitty. Come here, jump up here. Jump up here, Kitty. Yes. Kitty, come up here. Yeah, come up here. Come up. There you go. Here, I'll read while you're sitting on my lap. How's that? Yes, Kitty.
I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handle as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Meaty, you're too kind.
No, Kitty, don't get up on my desk. You better not do this. Kitty, you're slamming into my mic right now with your tail.
I'm thankful to have you a part of this club right now.
It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful.
She looks so embarrassed right now.
So...
what thing did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some nice tea. Or make some tea.
Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave.
Oh my god, Kitty. You're sticking your fucking ass in my face right now. What are you doing? What are you doing, Kitty? Ow, you're hurting me. You're hurting me.
How'd you feel about all sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was all right. Well, mostly. Meaty, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better.
Yeah, so I've learned a little bit about the poems. Shit, what are you doing? I think to myself, I did learn a little more about kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can do at least a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nodded to myself with newfound determination.
Meaty, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
Between Yuri and Natsuki. Does this kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them at all. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you.
Phew. Meaty, it's nice to get to spend all this time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you, too.
Kitty, I need to use my mouse hand. That's... her laugh right there.
Every day is going to be so much fun.
Looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I say that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this here for the first episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, remember to smash the like button. Help me down below with some voices for the characters. I got Yuri. I think I got Natsuki. Obviously, I have myself. So I guess it just leaves Monika and the other one. I can't remember her name right now. And then also, if you have any advice or tips about the game, make sure to comment down below. Try not to spoil it for me, but maybe any advice and stuff. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed.